I don't need any say line him and mine or tutua. Ihagene Bayana no Tutabon Kai Bolo 2023 World Press Freedom Day. I'm an anyabo memena bia kwa arobuna and on adabana 3rd of May every year annually. I will sekwata I was a guy with nyabo isiokubo World Press Freedom Day. Kai solukwa press all over the world ni commemorated this day. Theme Arab shaping the future of rights, of freedom of expression as a driver for all other human rights. Nyabo okpurukpu ene ba anya maka na kwa aro bụ na enwe okpurukpu a ga-ene ya anya na ọ bụ na ana echeta ụbọchị a tata anyị nwekwala ndị ọbịa pụrụ iche anyị na ha ga-anọ iji wee tinye ọnụ n'okwu wee malụkene ọnọdụ ndị nta akụkọ na obodo anyị bụ Nigeria. Anyị na Emma Ife Sinachi na ebe a Emma Ife Sinachi bụ Vice President to South East Nigeria Union of Journalists NUJ. Anyị na-asị gị nnọọ nne. Anyị nwekwazi Kasie Abone. Kasie bụ a journalist onye nta akụkọ. Anyị na-asị gị nnọọ nne. Ọdịmma anyị nwa nọlụzikwa ebe a na studio mụnwa bụ Chidimma Ọranwa na Ajụlụchukwu Ọkagbuo nọkwa ebe a n'ụtụtụ a iji wee nye aka wee fụ ka a ga-esi wee tinye ọnụ n'okwu. Ajụlụ keke ime ọdịmma na-atụfughị oge ọbụla ka anyị bido ebe ị nọ Emma Ife Sinachi dịka nsi wee kwu na mbụ na ife anyị ga-enenyegasị anya wee malụ kedu ka ọnọdụ ndị nta akụkọ dị n'obodo anyị bụ Nigeria kịta eziokwu na kwa arọ ọbụla a na-emerube ya bụ mmemme World Press Freedom Day nke mgbe na-eme ihe eji emere ya bụ ka e wee fụ ka a ga-esi wee mee ka ndị nta akụkọ wee nwee ya bụ ohere that's where that kind of freedom to go about their duties and responsibilities as otu kwesị ka ha si wee gaa mana ka o si wee gbata wee kwụlụ kịta kedu ọnọdụ kedu ebe ị ga-asị na ndị nta akụkọ nọ n'obodo bụ Nigeria n'ihe gbasara freedom?
M ga-asị gị na ekene gị for the question and m ga-asị na ịbịa na etu freedom of press in Nigeria tata ka onye mma maka na in the past I abịa na anụ katago in some states ebe a journalist will may asking question, he will be arrested. In certain areas they will be intimidated, you know. For instance, 2 years ago, there in Cross River, a journalist, Jalingo, merely asked a question on budget, which ordinarily he could have been given answer to it. The government asked for his arrest and he was detained. Likewise in some other states. So, but, Mago, World Press Freedom Day is a period where we come to assess, evaluate the times where, you know, our freedom to discharge our, you know, professional duties. So, I can just say that now, Karo Galagama, because since I can arrest, I can intimidation, so to speak. And I commend the union because, you know, in view of what has been happening in the past, the union decided to take certain actions because we discovered that at times this intimidation, this harassment is as a result of misunderstanding. People are so the union started embarking on, you know, a sort of visits, you know, to these agencies that are responsible, or the agencies that government use in intimidating and harassing journalists, like the police force and the other paramilitary organizations. This advocacy has helped a lot. So for the last 12 months, we have not heard of any harassment, intimidation in any quarter within Nigeria.
Madam Madalorine.
Cassie, Aboneko, Ihencho, and
Cassie.
Sorry. Cassie, because Ihencho, indulgence in absolute power corrupts absolutely. As journalists, as a journalist, on when limitations of expression of freedom are in the journalistic question, so that can the guarantee Kamalona na freedom of speech, but question where certain limitations. Kaimalo go to more limitations of proceeding, so that there won't be absolute abuse of authority.
Thank you very much for Valerie Nenad. Nkebezi okwu na ogwodeli mmiri ka asa enwa enwufe enyo oke afoga not very uncomfortable. So now I say that na na-ekwu maka freedom of the press aburo freedom to be reckless and become a rascal. The freedom a na-ekwu maka ya bụ ka erapụ ndị nta akụkọ kafa wee nwee ike wee investigate anything melon objectively. Nyefa the freedom ka ikwu nke bụ eziokwu not within the limit of ikwu eziokwu. Mana mgbe isi from ikwu eziokwu anwa wee gafee ekene a wee gafee nkwu aka nke ọ na onwe gị na-emekwa ife anwa maala na ọ gafego nkwu aka. Therefore, na mmadụ agha gwara na ịgafego ebe kwesịrị ịga. So when you talk about freedom, it doesn't mean that you should be reckless. It doesn't mean that you should abuse it. So therefore, again, when a kind of limitation, you can limit yourself, by knowing the right thing to do. Onye ọbụla be journalist, malụ nke bụ eziokwu mgbe ọ na-ekwu eziokwu, malụ mgbe ọ kpochara ya nnu, malụ mgbe ọ ṅụrụ bịa n'ime. So ọ bụrụ na ị ṅụrụ bịa n'ime nta akụkọ ị na investigate, ọ bụrụ na your own personal interest or some other person's interest, that na your own duty ebe obido na ebe ọ kwụsị, be making sure that na inform of the public nke bụ eziokwu. Most of the time enwere ike ọ bụrụ na ọ nwere interest onye chọrọ protect, then because mgbe idele ife bụ eziokwu, even onye anwa okwu anwa dị feel offended na ife ahụ ọ kpụchakwa anya n'ime onwe ọ mara even though na data okwu ahụ ide a sọpọtụrụ ife ọ na-eme n'ikwuru nke eziokwu. Do na ọ nwere onye ya aga ịtụ anya n'iru ya na ife ọ na-eme adịrọ mma, o nwere ike pịa ọkpọ ahụ ọ na-eti abụrụ na ọ mara na ife ọ na-adịrọ mma na ọ kedu ife iji wee expose wee. That's why sometimes esecha anyị ndị akọ na ndị anyị dị maka fasecha ọ ndị anyị emekwasị ka ekpe udo maka na ọ maara na ife ime na within the ambit of your freedom. Mana mgbe ọ na-afịazi arụ efu mgbe ụfọdụ nọkọta ya nụ na o nwere ife eme journalist bụ mgbe fa gafezila oke deba reckless mee nke asịsị emena. So long as you know within the limit of that your freedom, na-eme ife dị objective, na-ekwu eziokwu, ọ ịba maka freedom ga-ajedebe ọ gafere akwa nke ikwu eziokwu ịkpọwa ụtara nwa bịa.
Mana kekwanụ maka mgbe mmadụ ya ekwukwa eziokwu apụtakwa na-evictimize other person, maybe n'ihe ikwula amasịrọ ndị ikwu maka ha.
Emetụ nya ife aka. A sị na onye ịma na ekwunsị na mgbe onye ọbụla na-alụ alụ igwu ya n'ibe na ọ na-alụ ọpịa ọkpọ ahụ ọ na-apị egosiro dat na ọ mara na ife o mere adịrọ mma, ọ maara na ife o mere adịrọ mma, kama na ọ chọrọ ka ụwa mmalị na ife ọ na-eme dị njọ. Nke nwa na onwe gị bụ journalist, ọ bụrakwa na ife yi ime dị within that limit na ikwula eziokwu, ụwa ya agbalịghị aka ebe even if na a na-achụfa ga-egbu. Mana asị mụ na mgbe ọ ruru na ife ị na-emezibụ na ịṅụrụ biya n'ime nwa Golda nke nwa na onwe gị na-ede akụkọ anwa achụbara ewube ndị mmadụ ndị bụ mma ndị na-edele ya bụ akụkọ maalụ na ife ide na ọ na-esi bịa then ndị otu even mgbe ahụ ị na-ede ya bụ akụkọ ụfọdụ n'ime fa ya asị na ife ị na-ede na nwekwa aka ọ dị amụrụ m ịghọta onye ife ji wee sisi nye anyị that freedom bụ ka anyị na-ekwu nke bụ eziokwu and in the course of ikwu eziokwu ahụ enwe lot of risks, very huge risks, especially ọnwụ na ị na-akọba ife gbasara crime. This is an area that I covered and I was even threatened. You understand me? Mụ na ndị police dị mmarị nne mgbe m na-akọba crime. Mana adịmma mụ na afa na ya afọ ọkwa nka mpụta kwalụ ya aka n'ọnụ ụzọ bata n'ọfisi anyị ma abatara. Are you getting me? In fact, even when my last beat bụ integrated marketing communication, iya ama one or two offices mbanye ara ma abarụ. Do you understand me? Because na nke mbụ na mgbe ị kụrụ aka onye na-achọ nọrọ ya asị gị na ọ nọrọ ya ofe ilo na onwe efe ịchọta. Are you getting me? So ịkwanye chi kwanyere onwe gị ugwu abanyena ana nafa onye chọgodi inye gị isi achere ka idechagodi ife ihe ede mgbe idechazala ife ide dị ya mma ọ chọzie ime gị appreciate fine and good. Are you getting me? Mana mgbe ị chọrọ ka gị na ndị ụfọdụ dị afa mma adịrọ aṅaa then onye ewele na gị na ya dị mma then imechazi ya wee dị nke dịrọ n'akwụkwọ onye ahụ achọgarịba gị. But that does not mean like na ọnwekwa ndị ihe emerụ ndị gị na fadro that close just because needed your story ọfụma or feel offended. That's one of the hazards of the job. Do you understand me? And sometimes you see some of these investigative journalists baka kana ba maka no fa ndị eje bi from bogenya. Do you understand me? Ko wamal and awon ni merian otu am e ma na ira alụchara ọlụ ọfụma anyị ejiro mgba uwe ga n'ọgụ kama malụda na mgbe ị na-alụ nya bụ ọlụ n'uche gị bịa
ọ dị mma dalụrị nne na ya bụ nkọwa enyela ife si na chi mgbe ị na-akọwala anyị ikwu na the last 2 years or some years back now na enwebere akụkọ ọjọọ bụ na nya akọrọ last 1 year rather, sorry, 1 year. Now we have a job like victimize a journalist. But then again, when I get mana no get even no get election, no where some of the broadcasting media houses are fine. Well, then today now one of the papers I go with the president said because today was World Press Freedom Day that he didn't victimize the press during his tenure. But then again, MBC book federal government now control it. So can we marry this too?
Yeah, what we witness in recent times about the operations of MBC call for concern. You know, channels was penalized for allowing somebody to air his view. That is his own freedom to express himself, and somebody somewhere called NBC to to punish channels for that. But even NTA, which is a government organ, found themselves doing the same thing, and that NTA was not penalized. Politics has infiltrated into both the organs of that is responsible to regulate, and so but that bothers on the media, So at the national level, we are reviewing this thing and we are discussing it, and we are equally trying to meet these organs that are regulating the practice of journalism in the country. If a melodrama, obviously, if a melodrama, man then we can go job. Man, if I know who can do job, darling, when I know, I will take darling.
I would even review
tupu ị gaba n'iru ọ dịka onwe ihe ọ chọ ka si chọọ itinye ya na
ife nchọ itinye na ya bụ okwu na ịmụala na ụdị the extent of freedom journalists nwere depend onye na-achị obodo. Ịghọtago? Ọ bụrụ na onye na-achị obodo dị press friendly then the journalists get more freedom to do their jobs without harassment. That's where the freedom got more effective. More bolo no onye na action, bolo no onye follow, all the journalists as really the fourth estate of the realm, helping him to get his job done right. Because the major thing that journalists need to inform, to educate, the entertainment as well. But that information, open is suppressed the media. You won't get the right information for you to be able to take the right actions. Somebody feel aggrieved over something. All no through a media platform. Yamaro if on edge. It's suppressed, yeah. Oh, we go feel it because nature of we fair or possibly up one as you understand me? Therefore, it pulls ya na ibonyo chichi juon way. Kedin ke kama. I allow the mother kapaku bifa. Call if you're chief on. Now, if we had never and suppress freedom of the press, now they will call it violence. Because now, it's more room for you to air your views. Only air your view and make you on. You understand? So, what the government of today demonstrated, because that NBC an arm of the government. You understand me? If I demonstrate when I offend the media at all photo. All process on Kaim and when they selling the arise. I got me and don't you keep balamba na basomba bo also na party government in place. Open no also that thing. Again. Come on in the gasene if you know on London the case live was years when so unless a government is press friendly so what we saw that manifested during the election is the body language of the government in power. So that is it. And I think that the media should not be discouraged by what they see. Because if they're intimidated, you understand me? You see, Ijilu Ujong Western Year Jarog. Money anyway. You understand me? So if they are within the ambit of the law, you keep on throwing punches. Because if I need for the good of this country, you understand? So I think that's what happened. And I'm expecting that the media itself will also do something about it. Because if one get intimidated, onye mele we ankete, or got 1 mile each, or got 2 miles the next day, or got 10 miles, and before you know it, I am going to underground. Well,
thank you so much. But even you kuna NBC government organization, can the journalists get see where we to maybe a different body that will regulate in here journalists and the journalists as of all levels, so that when they check and balances, so that some people won't feel like Igbo sacred cow amongst Iheni and Emecha, based on experience. You are vice presidents.
Now the essence of the union, NUJ, is to protect our members and to protect the interests of the media. And if I'm a new development, it has never happened before. So we are surprised that it happened. And like I said earlier, it happened and we have discussed it. We are reaching out. We have a cordial relationship with the NBC, you know. So we have even told them that they were wrong in doing what they did. They explained their side, and we are trying to. We'll discuss it. I discuss will now decide on the way forward.
Mike today. That's the 2023 World Press Freedom Day. Kaiga go do no walondi no nizia balajo John Basala Obosia. Kaimalo if I want leave.
The journalists, they need to be professionals in their own editing. Then on the other side, the policy makers, they need to ensure that they give them policies that will protect them, protect their job, and protect their family.
Nigeria is supposed to understand, because I think the problem we have here is poor orientation. People don't even understand who are the journalists, who are the media, what does the media do for the society. It's only when they know the work of the media to the society that all this thing will be addressed. So I think we need more sensitization. The government should be able to also sensitize the people, because the problem are coming more from even the politicians themselves, because they are the ones that intimidate journalists. When they need them is when they will call them to come. After getting the information, the publicity, and the rising to the top, they will now see them as pieces of papers that should be dropped. So they need proper orientation. They need to understand all these things, that the media are their friends, and without media, they cannot even exist. There won't be proper function of things.
If the press can be as free as it should be, then the Nigerian populace, the working people, will have what it would have been like. But if the press is, like I said before, we didn't really know what was said about the last minimum wage squabbles, and the press is almost intimidated. If the press should be able to tell us whether such exercise has been concluded or not, what Anambra is being paid or not being paid, if the press are able to tell us some of these things, I guess we'll be in a great frame of mind. Everybody has a fundamental right to carry out their obligations. So the press should be given an independent avenue to operate without the intimidation and coercion, so that they are able to carry out their job effectively and efficiently. And I think as the fourth arm of government, it will also help in our society at large.
It's a very good thing to talk about the Press Day, because one of the things I've discovered is that press is the fourth realm of the estate. And if the press is not there, the availability of information will not be as much as we are enjoying today. And the press have done so well in so many areas. They have always brought the information to the doorstep of even the common man, so that today many people don't leave their house without going through the stations, news, and even the newspaper to know what is happening before they step out. So I must commend them for this great job they have done. And one of the things I will say is that they have done well, but the truth is that there is more to what they can do. Why do I say so? The truth is that sometimes it seems as if freedom to information is becoming a matter now. You know, if you look at bills that are being passed, it seems as if they are trying to inhibit on the freedom of the press to express their opinion on matters, because we know that these ones are the ones that shape the opinion of people. They are the ones that does the work of agenda setting. And if they don't do this, that it means that we are almost like hanging in the balance. So I think there should be a freedom to what the press can do.
Madalorine Nikanisa Yela na yabu ihe mmemme 2023 World Press Freedom Day. Onya ka ina wetalo nuta. Ayanugo ihe ndị mmadụ nwe ikwu gbasalo nyabo obosi. Onye nke ikpeazụ kwulu okwu o commend the media, the journalists, the press na ha na-alụ ezigbo ọlụ mana o wee kwukwa na nyabo freedom na ya nwere ya dịka o si wee kwesị dị n'obodo anyị bụ Nigeria. Ọ dị mma dịka maka na ya nwere ozi oghere maka na ihe anyị kala ekpe erika mana ka anyị chọka kịta ka anyị malụ kwanu ụzọ anyị ga-esi wee pụta na ya bụ ihe like way out. Yes, and what are press freedom? Mana kepano kegesi me we mieka wedema onwe mboge lo asina a journalist or a media person can come out imago openly air his view basal any subject of discussion in our society.
Yeah, the first port of call is for us to educate ourselves. We know our freedom, our own freedom, then we'll go for it. You know, this Freedom of Information Act. How many journalists have that document? How many journalists read the document? How many journalists has applied the instrumentality of that document? Because Odenka no trying before na relax too much. So if I was nyachala ikike certain ikike, the Constitution nyala ikike nkiye, Freedom of Information Act nyala ikike nkiye. Kede ka anyi mande nyeze that ikike si use ikika ni lolwai. So now mba anyi man onwe anyi realize good our own freedom. Then we devise a strategy to go for it. Because press freedom. Freedom to seek and freedom to receive. So what are we seeking for? Then when we know what we are seeking for, then the tendency is for us to receive it. So now, even the Kubanando twine should know what they are, should know what they stand to be, then they will go for it. So I say that now, anyway, in the course of doing that, and when if you fear, difficulties, but come,
Okay, I want to add something here. You see, when you talk about freedom, when freedom then when freedom can go on when you gauge go for it or not go for it. I recall as a crime reporter in Lagos, I was threatened by a police officer. Because they do this, their press rep, and they write their own story, and they expect you to write according to what they have written. So for me, I believe that no matter they involved, this is not a product. You understand me? Or an event. These are human beings that are involved. And so, if you don't go beyond that press rep to investigate and dig deeper and find out what the truth is, then a man where a lot of people, their freedom they that because you've not done your job, they remain in incarceration. So I go beyond that. I spend my money. That's why I send my Baro offices in the police, because I don't want to get close to anybody. So I will do my thorough investigation. And sometimes when they parade these people, then the essence of parading cage wa fahajuju. Then that's the age of Hajuji and I say, no, allow me to do this. You understand me? So some of them didn't find it funny. They're not comfortable with me, and I was threatened. So, come on, ma, for ya, me, investigate, you come on, for cha. So in that case, he asked around how to put this one now. But I do this job to be alive. I don't want to do it to be a hero.
Yeah, because
you understand?
A journalist has no story to tell.
Yes, a dead journalist. And in our climb, even if they tell you have all the freedom, nobody cares. The only people that care, that will miss you, are your family. You understand me? So the whole essence of doing any job to make some money to take care of your home, and not for me to be returned to my people in a box. I get it. Because in a seek freedom, yes, a journalist. You understand me? That journalist is my whole game. But now you merely employ then for somebody you understand me? I feel good first. So even when on the truth, you can investigate, you can do whatever, get the funding. Open the get a crime committee here, no nature, for instance. A job may go major will do on it. then how do I write the truth? How do I investigate? Do you understand me? So, and because again, in other clients where there is this freedom and all that, and then insurance, journalists are protected. When you protect, you need to go near for, I could go on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, a boy lad down to now, might they use common sense.
All right.
Do you understand me? Because I know, okay, then freedom or no freedom.
Otimba. Ewa kai ne wetani sinjete penya bu isi okwa ne belanya ta when I no Dalarin Denny Sayalai in my face in Achi, the Vice President Southeast Nigeria Union of Journalists NDJ Dalarin
Kenenge.
Nyana Kasie Abone journalist Aina Sege Dalarin.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Adema. Eba kaine wetani sinjede benanya bu isi okwa aina belanya bu the 2023 World Press Freedom Day. Apo kwada makana onwe ihozo aino no gechi we noko aini theater.